Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today. At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors have a tough, heavy-duty steel frame so they can lift fallen trees and everything else thrown our way. And you're tough, too. You maintain roads and mend fences and give your neighbors a hand and still make it to church on Sunday. Now that stuff sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
High school basketball coverage begins now. This broadcast is produced by Northwest Georgia Media and WLAQ Radio. Coverage is also provided on the Southeast Sports Network. You're watching
Davis,
high school basketball
story
action
of tonight's games, and again, just super glad that you've chosen to spend some time with us tonight as we bring you some local high school basketball for you on the airwaves and also on the live stream. So again, it's going to be Model coming into the game 13-2 overall, 5-1 in Region 6 Class A Division I. Meanwhile, the Bremen Blue Devils come in with a 9-6 winning record, 2-4 though in region play in Region 6 Class A Division I. So obviously this is a region showdown between these two teams tonight. Model comes in scoring at a pretty nice clip, just over 70 points a game. Meanwhile, allowing just 48 points. They lost their last game. That was over at Darlington on Friday. They were up by 6 early in the fourth quarter of that one. A 16-2 run shut the door there as the Tigers won that game 63-50. But from everything I've heard about that game, it was really a close and just an excellent basketball game, wild environment for the game, and just a fun night of basketball despite the outcome for the Model Blue Devils. Bremen comes into the game, as we mentioned, 9-6. They're averaging 56.6 points a game, allowing 52.8. They won their last game, and that was in a tilt over at Pepperell last Friday. They won that game 65-47 was the final score in that one. So that gives you a little bit of information about these two teams as we get ready to go into the basketball game. They have faced each other earlier in the season, And Model beat Bremen down at their place on December the 5th by a final score of 63-34 in that one. So Model pretty dominant in that one. But I think both of these teams have improved over the course of the season. So it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, obviously we saw in the girls' game, Bremen in that first matchup dominated Model, but Model ended up picking up the victory in the second game. So it's always interesting to see once you get further in the season which teams have made what kind of improvements and things of that nature, what those matchups look like later on in the season. We're going to find out about this one coming up in just a moment. So we'll take one more break, a 1-minute timeout. We'll come back with starting lineups, and it'll be go time inside Woodard Gymnasium. 1 minute.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead.
Welcome you back inside Woodard Gymnasium as we're ready for Model and Bremen to literally lock horns tonight in a battle of the Blue Devils. We're going to give you the starting lineups. Let's start with the visiting Bremen Blue Devils. Number 0, Caleb Pollard. Also number 1, Eli Brock. Number 4, Bo Dudley. Number 5, Joshon Jones. And number 21, Case Payne. That'll round out your starting 5 here tonight. Again, for the visiting Bremen Blue Devils, Daniel Chambers is their head coach. They come in with a 9-6 record on the season, 2-4 in Region 6 out of Class A Division 1. Now for your Model Blue Devils, we'll give you their starting lineup and we'll get things rolling. We're going to start with number 10, John Mason, playing in his senior year. Number 21, Bryson Denson, a junior this year. Also number 22, Bryson Bell, a senior. Number 25, just a sophomore, Chaden Woodley. And then number 30, Dominic Fraley, playing in his senior year for the Model Blue Devils. And their head coach is none other than Blue Devil legend Jacob Travis, who has done an outstanding job leading this program for a couple of decades now. I suppose we're closing in on that. And my goodness, the success that they've had with both the girls and the boys programs here speaks for itself when you come into the gym at Woodard Gymnasium and you look up at the wall there and see all the banners here in the gym and all the different Final Four appearances and Elite Eights and Sweet 16 and all that good stuff. But more on that later. Right now, it is time for the ball game between these two Blue Devils basketball teams. The tip is going to be won by Dominic Fraley and the Model Blue Devils. And Chaden Woodley is going to have the ball on the left wing side, and Model will open up with possession of the basketball. Bell now back to Denson up top. They kick it out to Bell. Wide open 3 for him. And if you leave him open, he'll make you pay. Bryson Bell knocks down the first bucket of the game, and it is of the three-point variety. 3-0, Model is on top. Bremen with the basketball. They work it to the left wing side. Now bounce it up top. Bremen in their black uniforms with blue letters and numbers. Ball swatted away and out of bounds by Chaden Woodley here on Bremen's first possession of the basketball game. And it actually was out on Bremen. So we'll get ready for Model to inbound the ball already with a 3-0 lead. 32 seconds into the first quarter of the basketball game. Model with the ball. Bryson Denson, now John Mason. John Mason drives across the midcourt stripe. Going to send it right wing side to Bryson Bell. Back to a cutting John Mason. Outside, Chaden Woodley wants the 3, and he gets it. Chaden Woodley for 3, and it's a 6-0 run to start the game here for the Model Blue Devils. Lob underneath is picked off. Lazy pass. John Mason comes out with it. Here's Chaden Woodley and lays it in off the transition bucket. So Model out to an 8-0 lead to start this one as Bremen tries to get it across the floor. Another pass nearly picked off. That time it was Bryson Bell. Little runner on the way, missed. Second look will go off the side of the rim, and Dominic Fraley collects the rebound. Model's got the ball and a head full of steam. Bryson Denson now to Bryson Bell. He's got to hand it off, gets it to Mason. Now to Fraley underneath, bangs it in off the glass. Fraley getting in on the action, and a 10-0 run to start the ball game for the Blue Devils is going to force Coach Chambers to take a timeout early here for Bremen. We're going to take it as well. Model opens up a 10-0 run. We're a minute and a half into the game. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today.
Little confusion there as to who was to inbound the basketball. It is Bremen. They'll bring it up the floor. Now they're going to bounce pass across the timeline. They fire it over to the right wing side. Bremen still searching for their first bucket of the game, trailing Model 10-0. Shot is on the way. That one's off the side of the backboard. Coming out with it is Woodley. Woodley across the midcourt stripe in front of the Bremen bench. Nearly has the ball stripped. We get ready for John Mason to inbound the ball beside the Bremen bench. Surveys the floor, sends it up top, gets it to Bryson Denson. He'll back up between the circles, reset the offense here for the Blue Devils, set things in motion, gives it to Dominic Fraley up at the top of the key, sends it left wing side and open. Denson knocks down the three ball. Bryson Denson getting in on the action early. Three made threes in the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the first quarter for Model. They are out to a 13-0 lead to start the game, and Bremen finally gets some points on the board on the other end to stop the run. And I didn't see who got it because I was looking down at my scorebook. So we'll see if we get another look at that one. Ball stripped away. Dominic Fraley comes out with it, knocks down a shot there for Model, and now Model is up 15-2. Bremen with it across. Nope, ball stripped away. Here's Woodley and goes in to try to get the one-hand flush. He gets fouled and is going to go to the charity stripe here with a couple of shots coming up. He was about to pop the roof off of this place with the jam. Defense got back, stopped the shot from happening, but put him on the charity stripe. So 2 shots coming up for the sophomore Chaden Woodley. So the first shot on the way, that one's going to rattle off the rim and through. Didn't want to go, but it did, and he'll get ready for a second free throw attempt with Model now up 16-2 here against Bremen. Shot's going to rattle in there for Woodley, and he makes them both. 17-2 now your score. Model is up by 15 points. Bremen to bring it back the other side of the floor. A little bit of pressure here at half court, as Bremen does not get it across in time. So a 10-second violation and a turnover for Bremen. The ball's coming back to Model. Head coach for Bremen is Daniel Chambers. I noticed sitting next to him, that looks like Rooster. Davis Russell, the football coach for Bremen, unless I'm badly mistaken, who is the grandson of the famous Ert Russell, who is the defensive coordinator under Vince Dooley over at the University of Georgia during the period of time that Vince Dooley won the championship. He was there for a long time, and then Ert went on to win a couple of championships as the head coach in football. Long shot there by Woodley, missed it over at Georgia Southern. Of course, I think by now pretty much everybody around here knows that. Shot on the way, 3 ball is missed for Bremen. Here's another 3-point attempt. That one's off the mark, and collecting the rebound was Bryson Denson for Model. They lead at 17-2, by the way. Here's Bryson Bell back up top to Bryson Denson between the circles. Now to a cutting Chaden Woodley, kicks it out. There's Bell, fires it up top. Another 3 ball on the way from Bryson Denson. That one rolls off the rim, and the rebound goes to Jones. and Bremen. Bremen quickly works it down the other end of the floor, working from right to left on your radio dial. They'll set their offense in motion, working towards the right wing side. Now they send it back to the top of the key. Going to work inside. Nearly slipped on the floor. Put up the quick jump shot. Missed. Chaden Woodley tracks down the rebound here for the Blue Devils. John Mason to the near side. Passes to Bryson Bell. Now to Fraley on the baseline. Gives it to Bell. Bell turns around. Gives it right back to Dominic. Now Woodley. Bryson Denson. 19 seconds on the shot clock. John Mason with it on the right wing side for the Blue Devils. Fires back between the circles. Gets it to Denson. Denson around a screen from Dominic Fraley. Up top they go to Bell. Now to Bryson Denson. Pulls the trigger on a three, and he knocks down another one. The threes are falling tonight, and the early going here for the Model Blue Devils. They made 4 already. Denson has 2 of them. Bremen with the ball on the right wing side. With it is Bo Dudley. Dudley's going to send it up top. They get it in the hands of Payne. Ball stolen away. Here comes John Mason looking at Fraley. The lob! Trying to get it to the rim. Can't quite get it there. Ball's back with Bremen. They go back the other way into the lane, and they will send it out to the left wing side. Jones sends it up top. Going to work inside. The little underhand layup there for Brock. He knocks it through and also draws the contact. So Brock makes the bucket and also has got an opportunity for 3 points the old-fashioned way as he goes to the charity stripe. Model, by the way, out to an 18-point lead here with just under 3 minutes to go in our first frame of the ball game. And Brock, who has their only bucket, is at the free throw line. Ready to shoot. So 20-4 is the score. They just put the points on the board. He could potentially get the 3-point play here and make it a 15-point game. As Bremen has already put themselves in an early hole in this basketball game. Makes from the free throw line. That converts the 3-point play and does make it a 15-point game. Congratulations to the Model Lady Devils on a 37-34 victory earlier. If you're just now tuning in, that was over Bremen, a team that came in 15-1 and hadn't lost a game in region play. And Model is able to pick up what a lot of people around the area at this point in time would think is an upset. Of course, Model fans, I don't think they consider a win against anybody an upset victory. Here's the shot, and that was going to rattle in and out. Woodley maybe with another look. He gets blocked. Picked up by Buffington. They'll get it underneath. Nice feed and finished there by Pollard. And that cuts it to a 13-point ball game. 20-7 is the score. Model on top. We're almost at the 2-minute mark here of the first quarter. Zach Nichols into the game and with the ball for Model. Gives it off to Brenton Bell, who's also in off the bench here for Model. So floor check for you. We've got Harrell. Also, Brenton Bell, Zach Nichols. You've got Chaden Woodley still on the floor and Bryson Denson. And for Bremen, inbounding the ball was number 15, Landon Hanna. He got the ball into Jackson Carter, who's in off the bench. Now on to Pollard. Underneath, shot off the glass and through. That's Zay Buffington getting his first bucket. It's 20-9 as Bremen is climbing back in this thing. They were down, I think, by 18 points. Yeah, down by 18. They've cut it back to 11. Here's Denson into the lane, puts it up and scores. So Bryson Denson with 8 points here for the Blue Devils. The Model Blue Devils have to be more specific. We got a battle to the Blue Devils tonight. Bremen and Model. Shot is up and stripped. Here comes Denson with the ball. Going to bring it up the floor here for Model. He's across the timeline, being guarded right now by Jones. Going to work around a screen set by Harrell. Drives towards the lane, kicks out. Brenton Bell for 3. That one rattles off the rim. Rebound picked up by Pollard and Bremen. And now the Bremen Blue Devils bring it back the other way. They want to send it to the right wing side. Now back up top into the hands of Carter. They work it around to the top of the key to Pollard. Pollard sends it right wing side. Wide open 3. That one bounces high off the rim. Rebound goes to Bremen, and the putback is going to fall for Caleb Pollard, his second bucket of the night. That cuts it to a 10-point ball game, or actually 11. 22-11 is your score as Model has doubled up Bremen here in this one so far. Zach Nichols with it in front of the Bremen bench. Now on to Bryson Denson. Now back to Nichols on the right wing side. Nichols to Denson on to Chaden Woodley, fires the three and knocks down yet another one. Chaden Woodley has knocked down 2 threes, and the Model Blue Devils have 5 made threes here in the first quarter of the ball game. We're almost done with it. Ball nearly stolen away, but Bremen retains possession. They'll put up a 3-ball of their own. Shot off the rim, won't go. Rebound taken by Bremen. They'll get another look at it, and that one's off the side of the rim. Rebound taken by Harrell. 7 seconds on the clock. Model perhaps with another opportunity here before the end of the quarter, and that one is going to be caught up in the mechanism behind the backboard. It's going to take some work to get that one down. If you're watching on the video, you see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't think I've ever seen one lodge quite where that ball is right now. That's interesting. And I've seen a lot of basketball. But anyway, at the end of one, Model's going to lead it 25-11 over Bremen, a 14-point lead. We'll send it back to the studio for a 1-minute timeout. Bremen with the ball, trailing 25-11 on the road against your Model Blue Devils tonight. Battle of the Blue Devils here on the floor at Woodard Gymnasium, and we've had a good time tonight. This has been a great night of basketball. Right now, Bremen with the ball, going to fire the 3-ball in traffic, misses the shot. Dominic Fraley is there to collect the ball, and now Model coming back the other way. Ball is deflected out of bounds there by Caleb Pollard of Bremen, so it will be on Model's end of the floor. And so John Mason feeds the ball in, gets it to Brenton Bell. He's going to send it right wing side to Justin Finley, who's in off the bench here for Model. Right now with it is John Mason, fires it up top. There's Finley, sends it left wing side. Bryson Bell knocks down another 3-point shot. He's made 2 in this game. And I got to tell you what, the perimeter shots are going in tonight for the Model Blue Devils. They are up 28-11. This team can score. Pass is picked off here by Dominic Fraley. Brenton Bell's got it, lobs it across to Bryson Bell, underneath to Fraley, inside to Bryson Bell, who knocks it in off the glass. Great teamwork here for Model here in this one. They are now back out to a 19-point lead. 30-11 is the score. Inside pass, shot is up, hangs on the rim for a second. Fraley is able to get the rebound after the missed shot for Bremen. Justin Finley with it on the left wing side after receiving the pass. Goes back up top. Long range 3 by Bryson Bell. His 3rd of the game and longest by far by anybody tonight. What a shot. And Model is out to a 33-11 lead with 6:30 left to go in the second quarter. Bremen with the basketball. They drive into the lane, puts up the shot, left it flat, goes off the front of the rim. And we will see a whistle and a foul call. I think they got Brenton Bell on that one. No, actually it was on Bremen. So check that. We get ready for John Mason to feed the ball in here for the Blue Devils. And we've got 6:20 left to go here in the first half, and Model leads it already 33-11. Bringing it up the floor is Justin Finley. He crosses over the timeline. Sends it up top, gets it to Fraley, spins around, goes into the lane between 3 defenders, is able to get to the rim and score. They didn't have an answer for that move, and Model leads at 35-11. Bremen on the other end of the floor, working from left to right. They send it to the left wing side, corner 3 in the air and through. Bo Dudley knocks down his first bucket of the game, and it's 35-14. Credit where credit's due. That was a good-looking shot for Bo Dudley. the senior. Thank you for tuning in tonight, whether you're watching on the live stream or listening on the radio. For some reason, I've lost some of my notes. I don't know where they went. I'll have to pull them up. I was going to tell you about the next broadcasts and whatnot that we've got coming up. There we go. Of course, Model's going to be on the road at Heard County. Girls at 6:30 and boys at 8. That'll be on Friday evening. No broadcast of those games on the video stream or the radio on our end, although you may be able to pick up the Heard County broadcast of that if you aren't able to make it to the game. Ball nearly stolen away. John Mason, good recovery there, gives it off to the right wing side. Now they work it around the horn to John Mason in the corner, feeds it into Fraley. Post up, reverse layup, and he travels. So that'll be a turnover coming back to Bremen. Next broadcast of varsity basketball here at Model is right now on the video. We're getting a shot there of Milt Travis, another Blue Devil legend here tonight. Of course, he doesn't miss a game. His son, the head coach of the Model Blue Devils, and of course Milt was the coach for a long time. Had a lot of success here at Model. Great guy too. Shot is up from the paint, missed. Brenton Bell gets the rebound. Next broadcast is going to be coming up on Tuesday versus Haralson County. So we'll have girls and boys varsity games for you at 6 and 7:30 respectively. Here is another three there from Bryson Bell. That one bounces high off the rim. That one does not fall. Rare miss for that young man. Eli Brock crossed the timeline here for Bremen after a one-and-done trip there for Model. Now with the ball is Zay Buffington. He is going to go to work in the paint, feeds it down low after a backdoor cut there by Brock, gets him open. After the feed from Buffington, Brock knocks down the shot, his second bucket of the game, actually third. Model's up 35-16. Fraley now to Brenton Bell, fires the three and through. Brenton Bell knocks down a three ball. And I'll give you a total of the made threes for Model here in a couple of moments if you're following along at home. Almost down to the 4-minute mark of the second quarter of the ball game. Dribbling with the basketball, Zay Buffington, the sophomore here for Bremen in front of the Model bench, in front of Coach Travis. Now he'll send it to the left wing side. Left wing breaks towards the basket, sends it back up to the top of the key. Shot from the free throw line, banks it off the glass, does Eli Brock. And he has got 7 points in my scorebook. That cuts it to a 20-point game. Model up 38-18. Across the timeline goes Bell, gives it off to Justin Finley. He'll drive in the lane, feeds it back out to Mason, now on to Bryson Bell. Bryson Bell to the near side to Brenton Bell, now to Dominic Fraley back up top. Now around to John Mason. He'll drive the lane, puts it up, gets blocked from behind, but there was some contact, so we're going to see John go into the free throw line here for the Model Blue Devils. 3:29 left to go in the first half. Model leading at 38-18. Going to have some Georgia Tech hoops for you, but you'll have to wait until Saturday for their next game. They're going to be hosting Clemson down at McCamish Pavilion. Shot on the way. That one's off the front of the rim. Got one more coming up, and Georgia Tech picked up a big victory on the road this past weekend over NC State. Hard-fought victory. Tough road game for them, and they were able to get the win. So hopefully they can build off that momentum from the road win. Second shot from Mason. That one's going to hang on the rim for a moment and then go through, and the score moves to 39-18. And so Bremen to bring it back the other way with the ball is Brock. He's across the timeline, immediately goes down to the low block and gets fouled. And if you're Bremen here, you know, that's a good strategy. If you can, you want to try to get inside, attack the rim. And if you don't make the shot, still good things can happen because you can get yourself to the free throw line and get the opportunity for your team to get some points with the clock stop, which they need with this big a deficit early in the game. First shot is up. It's a miss. For Brock, he gets ready for a second free throw shot. So I would imagine that'll be a big part of the strategy here for Bremen, is just to try to attack inside, see if they can get to the line. He knocks down the second free throw of the pair. He's 2 of 3 from the stripe, and that cuts it back to a 20-point game in favor of Model. Grady Hickman into the game now for Model, just had the ball. He's up top between the circles, sends it left wing side to Denson, who drives towards the elbow on the near side. Now back up top to Hickman, sends it right wing side to Woodley. I think that was partially blocked. by one of the Bremen defenders. A missed three-point attempt by Woodley. Here comes Bremen on the other side, getting it to the rim. Misses the shot. Here is Denson coming out with the ball, wants to work quick. He'll pick up his dribble, surveys the floor, trying to find the open man. Has to search, finds Hickman, now sends it right wing side to Mason. Mason backs up, now to Denson, on to Hickman. Great ball movement. Woodley from the corner. That one goes in and out. Here's Harrell to clean it up underneath with his first bucket of the game, and Model leads at 41-19. 2:25 left to go on the half. Stolen away. Here's Woodley one-on-one underneath. The scoop shot off the glass. Misses. Denson after the feed from Mason after getting the rebound. Denson is able to score. He's got 10 points in the game, and Model's up 43-19. Almost to the 2-minute mark. Here's Bremen on the other end, heaving it towards the rim. One and done trip for them as Model comes out with the ball. Bryson Denson across the midcourt stripe, sends it right wing side to Hickman. Backs up, sets up the half-court offense here for Model. High screen there from Harrell. Now back up top. There's Mason for three. Rattles around the rim, won't go. Harrell came out with a rebound, and the ball was stripped and knocked out of bounds. It's going to stay with Model on their end of the floor as wholesale subs come into the game here for Bremen. We'll see if we can catch some names for you in just a couple of moments. But right now, we're watching Mr. Hickman get ready to inbound the ball for the Blue Devils. Bryson Denson takes the inbound pass, misses the shot. Bremen on the other end in transition, bangs it in off the glass. Did Pollard after a great feed there. I believe it was from Jones where that ball came from, and that happened quick. 1:30 left to go in the half. Model up 43-21. Here is Nichols for three. That one bangs high off the rim. Rebound picked up by the Blue Devils, and Harrell gets banged down underneath as he was trying to get it to the rim, so he's going to the free throw line. So Tyler Harrell in the second quarter has 2 points and now has his first 2 free throw attempts coming up here right now. First shot from Harrell's on the way, and that one rattles in. He'll get ready for the second free throw as a sub checks into the game here for Bremen. Checking in is Thacker Dudley. Tyler Harrell with one more free throw coming up. Second shot's in the air, and that one he knocks down. So the score moves to 45-20. I thought it was 45-22. They haven't put the point on the board just yet. 1:15 left to go here in the second quarter. As we get ready for Bremen to bring the ball down the floor, they're going to take a timeout, so we're going to take one as well. 1:13 left to go in the first half. Model 45, Bremen 21. We're back in 30 seconds.
If you ever find yourself moving through these doors,
we're gonna take care of you.
if you ever hear these sounds or see these lights, may you find our caring team of ER experts all around you. This is the human spirit at its best. Advent Health. Feel whole.
Bremen will set it in motion here out of the break with just about 1 minute left to go here in the second period of the game. We're almost at halftime, and Model's already put together a 24-point lead early in this one to set the tone. Bremen with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. They'll fire the three, missing the shot. Battle for the rebound is won by Chaden Woodley of Model. He hits the deck. Ball nearly stripped away there by Bremen. And what is the call here? It's going to be in the hands of Model after everything shakes out. So we get ready for Grady Hickman to feed it in the backcourt. Gets it to Bryson Denson. Denson to bring it across the midcourt stripe. He's going to work towards the top of the key. Leaves it for Harrell. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul that this time it's going to be against Bremen. I think they got Thacker Dudley with that one. That one's on the floor, so we're going to get ready for Grady Hickman to inbound the basketball here for the Model Blue Devils. Nope. Actually, what are we doing here? Oh, we're going to see free throws. So Tyler Hill's going back to the stripe where he had success once before in this game, 2 of 2. Model again leads it 45-21. So 2 free throws coming up. First shot's on the way. That one's off the back of the iron. It won't go, so we get ready for the second one. So Harrell at the stripe with one more coming up, goes through his routine and knocks down the second one. So 3 of 4 from the line. 38 seconds left on the clock here. So about 4 seconds difference there between the shot clock and the game clock. Into the lane. Here is a turnaround jump shot off the glass, hangs on the rim for a couple moments and rattles in there for Pollard. And the ball is stolen away. Bremen may have another look here. Nope, stolen back by Hickman. Now Model's got the ball on the other end. Here's Nichols with it. Going to dribble between the circles, tries to get it to Denson, goes off the side of his hand, kind of got away from him, sailed on him a little bit, and it goes out of bounds, so it's coming back to Bremen. So both teams a little bit sloppy on that last little sequence there, and now Bremen perhaps gets the last look here of the half. Bremen across the timeline. Now the dribble up towards the top of the key. Carter's got it in his hands. Got to work. Didn't get a shot off in time before the buzzer. And that is the end of the first half. Model's going to lead it, running into the locker room up by a score of 46-23. We'll send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with the halftime show after these messages.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride. And another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Back in the live coverage of Model basketball here on the radio and on the live stream. However you're with us tonight, we appreciate you being with us at halftime of the boys game. Boys are up 46-23 over Bremen. And just to give you an update, if you're just tuning in and haven't heard, but the Model Lady Blue Devils picked up a big-time win tonight over Bremen. Bremen came into the game 15-1, undefeated in region play, and the Model Lady Devils ended that. They picked up the victory 37-34, and as far as the way that game flowed, it was tied at 13 apiece at the end of the first quarter. This is the girls' game. By the time we got to halftime, Model trailed at half 20-17. They were down by 3. By the time we were at the end of the third quarter, Model was down by 9. There was 2 different points of the game where Model was down by 9 in the girls' game tonight, but they would outscore Bremen 14-2 in the final 8 minutes of the ball game in the final quarter there to pick up the victory, again 37-34. And boy, what a great win that was. A gritty performance by both teams, with Model Lady Devils coming out on top. Now back to the boys' game here during our halftime show. Model is up 46-23. Here's how it would break down by quarter. Model would outscore Bremen 25-11 there in the first quarter. They would outscore Bremen 21-12 in the second quarter of the ball game. Here's how it broke down in terms of individual scoring. Caleb Pollard would have 8 points there for Bremen, 2 points for Zay Buffington, 3 for Bo Dudley. Their leading scorer was Eli Brock, who had 10 points there in the first half of the game. Meanwhile, for your Model Blue Devils, 1 point for John Mason, 3 for Brenton Bell. You would have 6 points for Dominic Fraley, 5 for Tyler Harrell, and then 3 players in double digits already in this one through a half for the Model Blue Devils. With 10 apiece, you've got Bryson Denson and Chaden Woodley, and the leading scorer there in the first half overall was Bryson Bell with 9 points, including 3 made threes. And when you look at the 3-point shots made by the Blue Devils, the Model Blue Devils in the first half, well, they would make 5 in the first quarter, 3 in the second quarter. So they would pick up 8 made threes, and we're only done through a half. So they were lighting it up from the perimeter and in the paint as well there in the first half of the ball game. So Model is up here at halftime by a score of 46-23. So super exciting stuff. We want to take an opportunity to recognize the sponsors tonight. Radio coverage presented by Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales. Your instant replay on the video side of things tonight brought to you by Smith & Wood Wealth Management. Also along for the video tonight, Mathis Trailers and Equipment Sales, Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialist. Also Avent Health Redmond on board tonight. Shannon Pharmacy, Dogwood Books. Speaking of Dogwood Books, tomorrow's Wednesday. If you tune in to Later This Morning in Rome, you'll get Kenneth Studdard, who is the owner of Dogwood Books, as my co-host on Wednesday. Got a different co-host every day. One of the co-hosts for Monday, local attorney David Goldenshoe, is listening in tonight and enjoying the broadcast. So great to hear from him tonight. But anyway, Kenneth Studdard of Dogwood Books is going to be with me tomorrow. We'll talk some sports, and he'll have the book of the week and a bunch of topics coming up for you tomorrow. But the herb shop's on board tonight from on Broad Street and Duffy's Deli. Let's recognize the crew real quick and then take one more break. Midcourt cameras tonight, Bennett Abernathy and Clay Hardiker. Pan, Tilt, and Zoom, that's PTZ, and scoreboard, Levi Miller. Replay tonight's Nathan Patterson, who is also the guru, as I like to call it, of Northwest Georgia Media. And director tonight is Mike Garrett, holding the whole thing together. I'm Matt Davis with commentary, courtesy of WLAQ, and back at the studio at the foot of an alto is Lynn Butler. And so we appreciate everybody making it possible to get this broadcast on the air for you tonight, whether you're watching on the video stream or listening on the radio. It takes a team of some great folks to pull this off, and boy, what a team that we have put together between Northwest Georgia Media and also WLAQ. Well, we're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll come back for the start of the second half. Model leads at 46-23 when we come back in 2 minutes.
Welcome to Shannon Pharmacy, proudly serving the Shannon community since 2004. We're your small, full-service pharmacy with a big heart, offering friendly, professional service and a caring community feel. Whether you need prescriptions filled, expert advice, or health products, we're here for you. Experience the difference at Shannon Pharmacy, where your health is our priority. Visit us today.
You have to be tough to be the world's #1 selling farm tractor. Mahindra tractors are tough thanks to more built-in weight. so they can safely pull flex-wing mowers and rescue neighbors stuck in the mud. And you're tough too. You haul feed and pull a float on your hometown parade.
Let's pray.
And still make it to supper. Now that's tough. Sounds like we have a lot in common. Mahindra, the official tractor of tough.
Hold up. Hold up.
By Model out of the gate. Here is the reverse layup attempt there by John Mason. It is successful, and the Blue Devils, Model Blue Devils, score very quickly to start the second half of the ball game. Right now, Bremen on the other side trying to answer. They're going to work it towards the free throw line. Shot just beyond the free throw line, goes off the side of the rim, goes out of bounds. And actually, I think one of the Model players touched it last, so this is going to stay on this end of the floor as Bremen will get ready to inbound from the baseline here on their side of the floor. Searching, and boy, that almost took too long to get the ball inbounds, but they get it in just in the nick of time. Brock has got it. He is going to send it to another player on the right side. Ball goes in and out. Bryson Denson has it poked free by one of the defenders for Bremen, but retains possession. Here's Woodley in the corner on the right wing side. Going to send it inside to a cutting Denson. Great teamwork. Unselfish play there by teammates of the Model Blue Devils. And Model has scored all 4 points of her third quarter so far, up 50-23. Well on their way to hit their average for the season of over 70 points. They're going to send it left wing side. Shot is going to be wedged between the backboard and the rim. Chaden Woodley is able to leap up and get the ball dislodged between the rim and the backboard, but we have our first wedgie here of the basketball game. Chaden Woodley, the lob underneath to Dominic Fraley, drives it in off the glass and through. So Model with another score, and now they have opened up a 6-0 run here to start the third frame of the basketball game. Bremen with the ball, shot from the elbow, shot is off the top of the rim, misses. John Mason's got it, gives it off to Bryson Denson. He's across the timeline, drives into the lane, leaves it off for Fraley, goes in, gets blocked. It goes out of bounds. And we'll get ready for Model to inbound the ball with 6:20 left to go in the third quarter of the ball game. John Mason surveys the floor, sends it in to Chaden Woodley, puts up the three-point shot and buries it. Chaden Woodley with his third made three of the basketball game, and that's the 9th made three for Model as a team tonight. Sharing the ball, and a lot of guys getting in on the action. Here's Bremen on the other end. Little runner is missed. And looks like we're going to see Bremen go to the free throw line. Going to the stripe is going to be Case Payne. If he makes one of the pair, at least, it'll be his first points of the basketball game, the freshman. So Case Payne at the stripe, get ready to shoot. First shot is on the way, and that one rattles off of the rim. He gets ready for a second free throw. And I will share this with you in just a couple of moments. Second shot on the way here for Payne. That one rattles off the top of the rim. Dominic Fraley's going to feed it off here to Chaden Woodley. Lob over to John Mason, fires it up top. There's Fraley. Here's Woodley with a long range two, misses the shot. Then Bremen comes out with a rebound, goes back the other way, working from right to left. Now they dribble up towards the top of the key. Going to send it to the right wing side over to Brock. Now back up top. They go to the freshman and Payne. Payne going to work inside on Fraley. Almost had the ball swatted, but he was able to sneak it through and score. 55-25. Here's Woodley for three and buries another one. Woodley getting heated up in this one. He's made 4 threes in the basketball game. Across the timeline is going to go Bo Dudley. And they send it back up to the top of the key. Now work it to the right wing side. With the basketball is Jones. He drives in, gets blocked by Fraley, gets the ball back, gets it up to the rim. Fraley collects the rebound after the missed shot. Bryson Denson's got the ball, going to work it across the timeline here for the Model Blue Devils. Loses the ball and it rolls out of bounds. It's coming back to Bremen. And if you didn't hear me talking about this earlier in the broadcast, I think this was in the girls' game, I got a notification on my phone that Andrew Jones is a part of the 2026 inductee class, I guess you word it that way, of the Baseball Hall of Fame, along with Carlos Beltran. Just got a text message from a friend, the counselor, reminded me of that. And man, kind of surprised that it wasn't able to happen sooner, but I'm grateful that it did happen because he deserves it. There's no question about that. Here's Dominic Fraley into the lane, puts it up off the glass, off the side of the rim. Fraley had the ball stripped. Here comes Bremen back the other way, working right to left. Nice Euro step towards the lane. Didn't get the bucket, but we are going to see free throws coming up here for Eli Brock. So Brock going to the charity stripe for the 3rd time tonight. He converted a 3-point play from the line in the first quarter. And then he was 2 for 3 from the line in the first half overall. He knocks down the first one there here in the 3rd quarter. And now that cuts it to a 58-26 point game with Model still in control with 4:07 left to go in the 3rd quarter, as Tyler Harrell is going to check in for Dominic Fraley. So on the floor right now for Model, you've got Tyler Harrell, Chaden Woodley. You also have John Mason, Brenton Bell, and Bryson Bell. Second shot on the way. That one's going to rattle in. So he makes them both, and the score moves to 58-27 as John Mason is set to inbound the ball for the Blue Devils. Finds Brenton Bell, who's going to bring it up the floor. A little bit of pressure here. Ball poked free. Loose on the floor, but Brenton's able to come out with it. Motors across the timeline, drives in, kicks out. Bryson Bell, 3-ball on the way. That one was too strong. Tyler Harrell had the rebound momentarily, but it was stripped away by Bremen. Harrell got back on defense, poked it out of bounds on the other end. Great hustle there by Tyler Harrell to get back to the ball on the other end of the floor. So Bremen will inbound the ball. Stolen away, Model's got it. Underneath to Brenton Bell, cutting towards the basket, scores on the layup after a nice feed. And now Bremen is going to bring it back the other way after the Model score. Working from right to left. A lob towards the near side. Now back up top. Payne's got it. Kick out. Now they're going to send it right wing side. Cutting baseline is going to be Carter, or actually Dudley rather. He misses the shot, but we're going to see Bo Dudley go into the free throw line here in the 3rd quarter. This will be his first trip to the stripe here in the basketball game. So the senior Bo Dudley is going to the free throw line with the Blue Devils, Model Blue Devils, up by 33 points, 60-27, with 3:20 remaining in the 3rd quarter of the basketball game. First shot on the way. He'll knock that one down, gets ready for a second. So that's 4 points now in the game here for Bo Dudley. Going to have some changes in the lineup here for the Blue Devils, as checking out will be John Mason and also Bryson Bell. So Grady Hickman checks into the game, as well as Justin Finley. So we've got Woodley, Harrell, Finley, Hickman, and Brenton Bell. Shot on the way. That one's going to rattle off the rim. Battle for a rebound ensues. It's won by Bremen. They will get another look. Here's Bo Dudley for 3. That goes off the side of the rim. Putback was blocked. And then the Blue Devils, Model Blue Devils, come out with it. Kind of tricky when you have the same mascots. Here is Chaden Woodley, and he gets pummeled as he goes into the lane and knocked to the floor. So we'll see Woodley go into the free throw line and this will be his second trip to the stripe. He made his first 2. That was in the first quarter of the ball game. Model now leads at 60-28, so a 32-point lead with 3:03 left to go in the third quarter of the ball game. They would lead at 46-23 at halftime. Model lost their last game. That was at Darlington in a really close battle between two just unbelievable basketball programs. Came up short in that one, but the final score in that game does not tell the story. They lost by a final score of 63-50, but Model had a 6-point lead early in the fourth quarter of the ball game. Shot is up and made by Chaden Woodley, but before that, what I'm getting to is Model had won 6 games in a row, so they're hoping to pick up a victory here and start another winning streak. Second shot on the way for Woodley, knocks it down. This is a very good Model basketball team, and that says a lot because obviously they've had just an unbelievable run in recent years in boys basketball, making it as far as the Final Four just a couple of years ago. Last year they were, I believe, a Sweet 16 team, Elite 8 the year before. Year before that it was Final Four, and the year before that Elite 8. I think that's the sequence there. That's all from memory, but Bremen's got it, going to feed it down low. They'll drive the lane. Shot is going to be missed, little hook shot. Brenton Bell picks up the rebound. Outlet pass, going to send it to Tyler Harrell now on the right wing side. Now back to a cutting Brenton Bell. Fires it underneath to Nichols, and he gets blocked underneath, hits the deck. So we're going to see a foul that's going to be against Bremen here, getting fairly late here in the third quarter of the basketball game. Hard to believe that, speaking of baseball, we're talking about Andrew Jones going to the Hall of Fame this year. We're not that far away from the start of the baseball season. It's almost time for spring training. I think you got some players down there already starting to work things out and get ready to go. And right now, Brenton Bell is down on the floor. Appears to be in a little bit of pain there. As Coach Travis comes out to take a look at him, as well as the trainer. And he has not made an attempt to get up off the floor just yet. And it looks like they're working on that right ankle. So he must have rolled his ankle there just a couple of moments ago. So right now, again, the trainer working, but he did not, like I say, Brenton did not make any attempt to get up and put any weight on that right ankle there. And he kind of put his fist into the floor a couple of times in frustration, so he knows something's not right there. Now he's up, putting some weight on that right ankle. So hopefully it's not as bad as it initially looked like it could have been. He's having to have a little bit of help there by the trainer as he works his way back over to the bench. But I do think it's entirely possible that we may see him back in this game. I don't know. I'll take a look at it a little bit further on the bench, but initially he would not put any weight on it at all, but he definitely appears to be in some pain. Grady Hickman going to send it up top, gets it to Bryson Denson. He'll back up between the circles. Now to Hickman on the right wing side. Now around to Nichols, to Justin Finley. Now back to Nichols on the near side. Going to find Hickman on the right wing, now over to Bryson Denson, who starts to go to work up the middle, but gives it off to Finley instead. Now around to Hickman, back to Denson, the lob underneath, trying to get it to Harrell, collects the ball, puts it up, and scores just before the buzzer of the shot clock. So Harrell now with 7 points and Model out to a 64-28 lead. And one of the things I was going to mention earlier, Bremen with the basketball around the perimeter at the girls' game. Well, here's a long three-point shot that's missed by Bremen. Ball loose on the floor. But in the girls' game, the last rankings that I saw for Bremen statewide had them at number 3, but I saw somebody post when we were at halftime on social media that they were the number 1 ranked team in Class A D1, which I let my Atlanta Journal-Constitution subscription lapse a few weeks ago, and I can't get the rankings like I used to. It looks like I'm going to have to resubscribe because that's a piece of information I wish I would have had, but But again, congratulations to Model Lady Devils on a big victory there over Bremen in any case. Bremen with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. 1 minute left to go, almost to the 1 minute mark, I should say, here of the third quarter. Shot up at the buzzer, banks it in off the glass. Did Jashon Jones. And it's 64-30. 54 seconds left on the clock here in the third quarter. Justin Finley with it on the right wing side. Jab step, going to send it up top, gets it to Zach Nichols. Now they get it inside to Hickman, kicks it out. Here's Nichols for three, and that one is through. Another three ball for the Blue Devils, the first of the basketball game for Zach Nichols. And so Model in the game, I think they've got 11 threes if I'm looking at my totals right. Wow. Ball is picked up by Justin Finley, a turnover for Bremen. They send it right wing side to Matt Johnson, who's in off the bench. And so Coach Travis able to go deep into the bench in this one. Get these guys some more reps here in this basketball game. 11.5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Model is almost at their season average in terms of scoring. They're averaging, coming into this game, just over 70 points a game. They got 67, and we got a whole nother quarter left of this one. It should be a shortened 6-minute quarter if things hold the way that they are now because of the mercy roll. Inside goes Bremen, battered away there by Bryson Buck, who's in off the bench. So floor check time here for Model, as we've got a bunch of subs into the game, but you've got Matt Johnson, Bryson Buck, Grady Hickman, Justin Finley, and Zach Nichols on the floor. So all subs into the game right now for Model. First shot is up there for Landon Hanna. Bremen misses the free throw, gets another opportunity here with 7.4 seconds left in the third frame of the basketball game. That's off the back of the rim. Rebound's going to go to Bremen, and another whistle and a foul with 5 seconds left to go in the third quarter. But that one, I believe, was on, I'm not sure what happened there, if I'm being completely honest. Grady Hickman will inbound the ball, gets it to Justin Finley. Finley across the timeline, and Quick gets the shot off at the buzzer, and that is off the mark. So at the end of the third quarter, Model's going to lead it 67-30 over Bremen. Should be a 6-minute quarter. Yep, that's what's on the scoreboard for the final frame, and we'll have it when we come back in 1 minute.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Instant Replay is brought to you by Smith & Wood Wealth Management. We also thank Mathis Trailer and Equipment, Shannon Pharmacy, WC Timber, Snodgrass and Robinson Plastic Surgery Specialists, Advent Health Redmond, The Herb Shop on Broad, Dogwood Books, and Duffy's Deli. Please support the businesses that support us.
The ball ping-pongs off a couple of players. Model comes out with it. Justin Finley has got the ball across the timeline after receiving the pass from Hickman. And we are officially underway with a 2-minute shortened final frame. Off the glass and through for Bryson Buck, his first points of the game. As we got a 6-minute fourth quarter, as I was trying to say. Shortened by 2 minutes because of the mercy rule. Bremen with the basketball, working it around the perimeter. Now going to go to work towards the baseline. Quick jump shot, and that one's going to be through. It's the first made bucket of the game there by Carter. Across the timeline, Finley's got the ball, lobs it underneath. Maybe another opportunity there for Buck. Ball stripped away. Here comes Bremen coming back the other way. Going to work it towards the lane. Shot from the elbow and through. 2 quick buckets there by Jackson Carter, the freshman, dialing it up here in the fourth quarter. Model with it on the other end. Johnson up top to Nichols. Now around Finley on the left wing side. Sends it around to Hickman. Good ball movement here by these Blue Devils. Now up at the top of the key. Long range three for Nichols, and he drills it. My goodness. Zach Nichols with the second made three, and that was from NBA range. That was a heck of a shot, and you could tell as soon as it left his hands that it had a great chance of going in. Scoop shot on the other end for the freshman. Jackson Carter's racked up 6 points in the fourth quarter here for Bremen. 72-36. Model leads it, and the ball is going to be ricocheted out of bounds, and a foul is going to be called against Bremen. They got number 11, Jamison Carter, on the foul. And we'll get ready for Grady Hickman to inbound the ball here for the Model Blue Devils, up 72-36 with 4:14 left. Hickman going to fire it up top to Nichols, who's made 2 threes in this basketball game. He sends it up top to Johnson. Now on to Hickman, fires the three, and that one goes off the side of the rim. Johnson there gets the rebound and the putback and knocks it down. He gets his first points of the game. Everybody getting in on the action tonight here for the Blue Devils. It's been a great team effort here for Model, no question about that. As they're going to get back in the win column tonight, there's no question about that. Of course, 3 ball on the way on the other end, a one and done trip. Ball nearly poked free, but Justin Finley does a great job handling the ball. Euro step into the lane and scores. What a move by Justin Finley into the lane, and he drew the foul. So he's got a 3-point opportunity here, folks. So Justin Finley at the free throw line. Model is out to a 40-point, 76-36 lead. Wow. Justin Finley trying to convert the old-fashioned 3-point play, and he does. 77-36, Model on top. 3:35 left to go across the timeline. Goes Jackson Carter. And a long-range three, Bremen fires on the other end. Shot is going to be missed, and a battle for a rebound on a jump ball, I believe, was forced there. No? Model set to inbound the basketball. I think they blew the whistle on a foul, actually. Yep. So Model set to inbound the basketball here, leading by a whopping score of 77-36. There's a nice lob underneath to Johnson from Nichols. Johnson fires it right back out to Nichols, fires the three. That one's off the front of the rim. And across the timeline with it goes Jackson Carter, and he gets fouled. I think it was Hickman on that one. So we get ready for Jackson Carter to inbound the basketball here in just a couple of moments. He surveys the floor, is going to send it into the front court. Now takes the pass, goes towards the low block, loses the handle momentarily, feeds it to teammate Pollard. Now back over to Carter. The freshman fires it up top. They're going to work towards the lane. Ball is nearly, well, it's going to be a jump ball, and this time possession arrow points in Model's direction. So the Model Blue Devils get ready to inbound the basketball. And Brenton Bell must have rolled that ankle pretty hard. He's got his right ankle lifted up on and elevated on the bench. Here's Justin Finley into the lane, puts it up, misses the runner. Rebound's going to be picked up by Model. Now they'll get it back out around the perimeter. Inside pass, gets it out to Hickman, outside to Finley, knocks down a three of his own. First made three of the game for Justin Finley, but he does have 6 points because he converted a 3-point play of the old-fashioned variety earlier in this quarter. 2:25 left to go in the game. Model has got a whopping 80 points to Bremen's 36. So up by 44. Bremen with the ball at the elbow. Ball knocked free. Nichols chasing after it. Bremen came out with the ball, retains possession. Shot on the way, bounces high off the rim. Leaping up to grab the rebound was Matt Johnson. And a whistle was blown. And free throw shots are coming up. Nope. Technical foul is going to be called, I believe. Somebody said something the official did not like. And now we're going to see Zach Nichols going to the free throw line here for the Model Blue Devils. His first trip to the stripe. He has made a couple of threes tonight. A good shooter is at the line here for the Blue Devils. Puts up the first free throw, and it is through. So now the score moves to 81-36, and obviously after this free throw, whether it's a make or miss, the Blue Devils will have, Model Blue Devils will have possession of the basketball because of the technical foul. So Nichols knocks them both down, and now Model will inbound the basketball as Grady Hickman, the junior, is set to inbound the ball for Model. He surveys the floor. He's going to find Finley in between the circles, who drives off to the left wing side, surveys the floor, sends it back up top to Johnson. Now on to Nichols, right wing side to Hickman. He surveys the floor. He's going to lob it underneath. They were trying to get it down to Bryson Buck underneath, see if they could get something opened up near the rim. Ball is poked out of bounds by Bremen, so Model will inbound off the inbound pass, shakes off the defender, puts up the three. That one goes in and out, just off the mark by a hair. And now Bremen works it back the other way. Under 2 minutes to go, by the way, in the game. 1:35 mark here of the final quarter. And now the freshman goes towards the rim. That was Payne missing the shot. Rebound picked up by Model. Here's Nichols, sends it to the corner to Hickman on the right wing side. Now to Johnson. Great ball movement by the Model Blue Devils. Here's Nichols, now back up top, right wing side. Finley fires the three. That one's off the side of the rim. It won't go. Almost to the 1 minute mark of the game. Bringing it up the floor is going to be Jackson Carter, the freshman here for Bremen, across the timeline. He will send it across to teammate Landon Hanna, a junior. Now back up top to another freshman. That's Case Payne. Now back to Carter, puts up three and knocks it down. Good looking shot there by the freshman. And he has had a great fourth quarter. He's knocked down 9 points. Here's Nichols on the right wing side, is able to shake off the defender, feeds it underneath to Buck. He'll back his way in and gets fouled. And so we're going to see Buck go to the free throw line here for the first time of the ball game. Buck has 2 points. Model leads at 82-39. This is one of those games that's never been in question. Despite a great effort here by both teams tonight, Model just the better team. Up 82-39. Made the second of the pair, so now Buck with 3 points in the game. Model up 83-39. 40 seconds left on the clock, 32 seconds left on the shot clock. Dribbling it across the timeline slowly is Carter. Carter backs up near the sidelines. Here on the near side, now goes between the circles, dribbles between his legs. Good ball handler, good shooter, shakes off the defender, puts it up and scores. My goodness. Kid's a good ball player. 15 seconds left on the clock. Here comes Nichols across the timeline, sends it across to Johnson, and perhaps the Blue Devils will just dribble out the remaining seconds. Nichols has got the ball, and he will dribble back up top. Now around to Hickman. Hickman will hold the ball now to Nichols. And that's your ball game. Model's going to win it tonight by a final score of 83-41. Congratulations to Coach Travis and his Model Blue Devils getting back in the win column tonight. And they will improve their season record to 14-2 and 6-1 in Region 6 Class A Division I play. Meanwhile, Bremen falls to 9-7 and 2-5 in region play. We'll send it back to the studio for a 3-minute timeout. We'll come back with final totals and highlights and wrap things up from inside Woodard Gymnasium. We'll be right back. Model wins it 83-41.
They call it Mo Day, a time of fanfare and pride, and another week with the neighborhood's best yard, because you drafted the MVP of all mowers. A comfortable seat and adjustable controls bring the battle to your turf, not your backside. Ride like the wind on your solid steel stallion and give the fans something to cheer about, because it's your day. It's Mo Day.
At Smith & Wood Wealth Management, we're proud to be part of the Rome community, where the same teamwork that wins on the court inspires our approach to financial planning and investment. Just like the Model High School Blue Devils and Lady Devils, success starts with a solid game plan. Like a trusted coach, we provide insight and guidance so you can pursue your financial goals with confidence. The Smith & Wood financial planning process centers on understanding your unique goals and creating strategies that balance enjoyment today with preparations for tomorrow's challenges. We would love to work with you to build a game plan for the season ahead. WC Timber has been serving the Northwest Georgia and Northeast Alabama area since 1991. As a complete tree and timber service, WC Timber can handle thinning and clear cutting, tree chipping, stump removal, and storm damage, as well as bucket truck and crane services. For more information, visit them on the web at wctimber.com or give them a call at area code 706-238-1214. WC Timber and Tree Service.
Back one more time for this evening from Woodard Gymnasium here, and it was a victorious night for the Model Blue Devils all around. The boys just picked up an 83-41 victory, and that was after the Model Lady Devils picked up an upset victory over Bremen, which I understand is the number one team in Class A Division I. Didn't realize that until the game was over. I thought they were number 3 in the last rankings I saw, but I think they've been updated since I looked at them. But nonetheless, a big victory for the Model Lady Devils, 37-34 earlier in the evening. So it was a very successful night here for Model Blue Devils and their fans. It was a fun night, and we appreciate you tuning in to the broadcast. We'll break down the scoring there from the nightcap there. The Model Blue Devils would win the game. They were in charge from the beginning to the end of the game. Won it 83-41 was the final score. Here was how the scoring would break down throughout the course of the game. It was Caleb Pollard with 8 points, 12 points for Eli Brock. This is for Bremen. 2 points for Zay Buffington, 4 points for Bo Dudley. It'd be 2 points for Jason Jones, 2 points for Landon Hannon, the leading scorer, or actually 2 leading scorers for Bremen tonight. I already mentioned Eli Brock had 12 points, and Jackson Carter had 11 points. Meanwhile, for the victorious Model Blue Devils, wow, in terms of scoring, let me see, they had 11 players that would get in the scoring totals tonight. And they would have, let's see, 1, 2, 3 players that would end up double digits. We'll get to those guys in just a few moments. But you'd have 3 points from John Mason, 8 for Zach Nichols, 6 for Justin Finley, 5 for Brenton Bell. Then you'd have 8 points for Dominic Fraley, 2 for Matt Johnson, 3 for Bryson Buck, 7 points for Tyler Harrell. And the 3 in double digits would be 11 points for Bryson Bell, and he made 3 threes in the ball game. Then you'd have 12 points for Bryson Denson, who made 2 threes in the ball game. And then the leading scorer of the game tonight was Chaden Woodley, and he did not play in the fourth quarter of the ball game. We had all subs into the game in the final frame of the game. Chaden Woodley had 18 points, including making 4 threes in the basketball game. So again, 11 players scored. You had 3 guys in double digits. And the Model Blue Devils as a team made 8 threes in the first half, 5 in the second half, for a total of 13 threes throughout the course of the game. So it was a great night again for Model, picking up the 83-41 win. Great team effort, shared the ball, played good defense. It was just a great team win for Model. So congratulations to Coach Travis, Coach Eccles, both teams picking up wins tonight over Bremen. Fun night of basketball inside Woodard Gymnasium. Well, folks, hope you have a great rest of your week. Obviously, want to remind everybody to keep their eyes on the weather because we're expecting some inclement weather, potentially some ice and perhaps snow. I know nobody likes to hear that. Well, some people like to hear it, some people don't. I'm one of the people that kind of likes it. I don't like hearing ice. I don't mind hearing about snow, but this system that's coming through, there's some snow and ice in the forecast, so it could get interesting. So obviously keep an eye on that. The Model Blue Devils teams are slated to play again on Friday, this time on the road at Heard County, 6:30 for the girls, 8 o'clock for the boys. No live stream, no radio for that one on our end. I do believe Heard County does have a broadcast that you'll be able to follow for that, so be on the lookout for that so you can check out their coverage. But otherwise, we'll be back with you on the live stream and on the radio coming up on Tuesday versus Haralson County at 6 and 7:30. And again, live streaming radio. And then we're also in the works of planning to do a broadcast of the middle school championships coming up on Monday. So we'll give you the details on that a little bit later. And then on Saturday, you can hear Georgia Tech Hoops on WLAQ as Georgia Tech hosts Clemson, 11:30 pregame, tip-off at noon. So a lot of basketball coming up for you in the coming days. And we'll keep you, informed of what's going on at the Northwest Georgia media, social media channels, and also WLAQ. Follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with that said, we'll wrap up. The boys win 83-41. That was after the girls won 37-34. Both model teams victorious tonight. And for the crew, midcourt cameras, Bennett Abernathy, Clay Hardiker, Pan Tilton Zoom, and scoreboard tonight, Levi Miller, Nathan Patterson on replay, Mike Garrett, director. Lynn Butler back at the studio, our board operator tonight. I'm Matt Davis, courtesy of WLAQ with play-by-play commentary tonight, saying so long, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and stay safe this weekend. We'll talk to you next week. So long, everybody.